Previously on the Belize Apprentice. The apprentices face off on their first marketing challenge to maximize the bank's sponsorship of the Belize national football team. Kamisha, Darwin, and Tariq scored a goal with their credit card idea, leaving Adrian and Nelita to face their first elimination, and Andre returning for his second. In the final analysis, the chairman made the shocking decision to send home the young and ambitious Andre, emphasizing that teamwork was one of the core competencies required by the bank.
That young man has a tremendous future ahead of him, but I think he needs to be mentored. I think he has to be groomed, and in the years to come, I expect to see Andre in a leadership position. Not necessarily in Belize, but internationally. He has that capacity, you know, but today I think he fell short. Yeah.
From Orange Walk to Dangriga, applicants gather in Belize City for the interview of a lifetime. They came to battle it out for one managerial position at the bank. For the next 5 weeks, the chairman and his team will challenge these 7 promising applicants in sales, marketing, creativity, and leadership. 7 candidates, 1 secured contract. This is the Belize Apprentice.
Good evening, apprentices. How was lunch today? It was great. Okay, I'm happy that you enjoyed lunch. Well, this evening we have a very unique task for you. This evening we'll be introducing you all to 5 prominent Belizean artists. You will be required to interact with these artists this afternoon and find out from them what their perspective on their art is. The reason you're going to be required to do that is that tomorrow afternoon, between the hours of 3 and 5, you're going to be hosting your own individual art shows. You're going to be required to select from among the artists here 2 artists each, which you're going to display. In addition to that, you'll be required to negotiate with the artists an agency agreement for the sale of their goods. You will be adjudicated on the basis of the value of the sales you achieve, the volume of art that you sell, and also on the basis of the agency agreement that you have been able to negotiate with the artists. In addition to that, you're going to be judged on your interaction with the clientele who come to the art show tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to have here an array of business people, bankers, and art aficionados. So I'd like you all to interact with these artists and find out what went into their work. Now, for this task, you'll remain in the same teams. However, I want to specifically identify the captains for this team. Nelita, you will captain your team, and Darwin, you'll captain your team. Okay, now you have your task. Please meet with the artists.
Hi. Hi. What's your name?
Ayla.
Can you tell me about your pieces?
Sure. For me, they all tell a story. If you look, the eyes are most outstanding in all my paintings. For my work, it really has to be somebody who appreciates art, who really sees what I saw and felt when I was painting it. It's not limited. Yes, it's all female and female profiles, and you have a big population in terms of women, and it's a really appealing market to women, to strong women.
I always get less time to be in all weakness of the past, come like a strain to make a presence, to go through a future that you just, you know, like you stay the same way because you can't put that one side, you know. I could catch it. Everything is just the same sharp timing.
I use psychology when I'm creating. That's my focus. The different things that I do is focusing on social issues and also bringing awareness to the different things happening in the youth environment, because we seem to bash our youth and not give them hope, but what I'm trying to do is to show them that there is hope. But when I do my abstract, it's more, I want you to really think outside the box.
I've been doing the stonework for years, for about 40 years. But whatever you guys like, I can make. I do choral bangles, I bend them, I do cowhand, I do whatever you dream of. That woman over there is one of my pieces too.
What can you tell me about your pieces?
Wow, there are many directions in my pieces. One of the most important directions in my pieces is the color. You notice the green, the blue, the red, the different colors that we have, the different unity, the unity connection that we have.
No, this one here is kind of like sad because he's just young. He looked like he get the understanding that his mother is pregnant, right?
His mother.
Yes, his mother is pregnant. See his mother here, and then he's just young. So then to show the world, right, that he know, he hide it and show the world, right? There ain't no shame in here because my mother is pregnant. I'm young. But I feel so proud that if you vex with me, I'll be vexed than you.
The hudut right there.
That's hudut?
Yeah, hudut. And
That's the plantain and the milk. Coconut milk?
this is a modern dog, they're dancing. If I notice this guy and his...
On the ground?
Let me show you. If you can see it while I do it.
I'm familiar with it, I'm familiar.
Like this. We enjoy, we enjoy. You see what he's doing there?
Can you tell us a bit about your pieces here?
You'll notice that I do a lot of profiles, and I do mostly women. Because the reason I do women is because I'm like a voice for them. I think that I'm powerful within my own self, you know, so I feel like if I translate that feeling, that emotion onto a canvas or t-shirts or whatever, then I'm speaking, I'm giving it a voice, I'm giving it a story behind it. Prices range anywhere from like $700 to like $1,200 is like the most that I've sold in Belize. For me, number one for me right now is exposure, 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 exposure. So I'm not limited.
So do you guys think we should take her on as a client?
I think we should take her deal.
I think you...
Has our team made any deals with you as yet?
Nobody.
Okay, well, we're going to make a deal now because the rule is if they made a deal to we can't make a deal with you.
Okay.
So we're securing that.
Somebody has shown me interest, but they haven't told me like, okay, they've asked for permission.
Okay. We're here now.
You had to sneak up from behind and take it from them.
We're checking this right now. If you agree to it, we'll shake on it and continue from there and talk a bit more about it.
Sure. Deal.
All right, deal.
Thank you.
Thank you. So he expressed an interest.
They were closed it. Okay.
And so they came just now.
And they closed the deal.
And shake on it, and I did that.
Okay, so you guys have half an hour to make a selection. So the two artists on that side aren't available anymore, but the other three are. Okay, so you've spoken to most of them. So.
Originally, I was looking at Miss Gayla. Her pieces on women they're really good. She had a piece that really pulled out to me. She said she had created it for her mother. It was just a strong woman in a white canvas, you know, but she was painted in different colors and just bold colors, and that really pulled out to me. I really like independent women, you know, I like strong women. I don't know if it's because I came from a single parent household, you know. I don't know, for some reason I'm misunderstanding somebody when we're giving instructions, and I thought that we were supposed to just take a couple minutes and feel around, feel each artist out, see which one we connect to, if we see that we have potential to sell their paintings. And I had told her, I wanted to represent her, Miss Gayla. I had given some words, you know, asking her if she would allow me to sell for her, but I didn't confirm because I wanted to check around, you know. But as soon as I turned my back and I started to talk to another artist, Miss Bree, I was given instructions that, well, I was informed that I shouldn't talk to Bree anymore because somebody already closed the deal with her, and so I had to ask about it, and they said we were supposed to be closing the deals right that way.
We closed the deal with her, and when the other team tried to went back to steal her from us, she said that she was already taken.
which was enough for us, because she had, to me, the most beautiful painting artworks in there. In your face, next team.
Alright, I'm looking at some of your pieces. Some of them might be too big. I like that, the fish. Can we go over there?
Yes. For like within $100, $75, $150, depends on the venue. That's how I sell. Because I make plates, I make bowls, I make dishes. The bowls are round. This is really a bowl. This is man-made also. This is made from black poison wood.
Black poison wood.
Yeah, this is beautiful, you know. Yeah, I really like it. Yes. I'll be honest with you. You're bugging me like that big time because all my products, I have people who sells it for me. I don't sell my product myself, except you come to my house, then you make an order, like how you people talking to me.
Then, sir, we would like to exhibit your products. Do you allow us to do that?
Well, I would be more than happy to do so, as I spoke to you and tell you that I am the only artist that have 22 gift shops that push my art all over Belize.
Okay, thank you very much.
You know? So I make like from 1 inch up.
How much would you make?
Percentage?
Yeah, percentage out of that would you be willing to take?
I would say at least 30%.
The reason we chose Miss Hillock as a group was because she's new, you know, she has spice, she's looking to make herself better. So we believe that supporting her is something good because her ideas are unique to Belize. You know, not much people doing artwork like that. Practicing that specifically, you know, I always see paintings, you never see abstract art. So we chose that as a group.
He couldn't control pressure because of his past injury. He just stay like a effect, right? Until the water would run upon his foot. Then he would jump back to it. And his mother is right behind there looking at the way. But I couldn't put all of that down, it is too sharp.
Yeah, we would like to represent you. I like your pieces.
I like to bring out the next piece beside that.
Yeah, we'll have that out tomorrow because we'll have all of the space, right? So we'll have enough space to put the stuff. But overall, I'm happy with I think we'll be able to sell the wood pieces especially. People are always into that. Mr. Anthony, he creates some masterpieces.
You have had ample time to work with the artists, have an idea of their styles, their stories, which is very important. Clients buy stories. The picture might attract them, but if you have a good story, they will buy it. Could you tell me which artist you chose?
Yes, I've chosen Miss Gayla and Miss Brida Hillock.
Okay, very good. 2 female artists. All right, I guess you're the stronger person on your team. All right. You guys, which?
We chose to work with Mr. Anthony Bacaro and Mr. Michael Gordon.
Very good. 2 male. All right, I guess you had a little advantage there. Good choices, and I like the mixture of medium, painting and sculpture. Now I'm going to give you a little help. I'm going to have Mr. Dion Vernon and Mr. Micah Vernon. These will be your assistant curators. The curator, as myself, is the person who designed the exhibit. But you're going to be the designers, and they're going to assist you. You'll get paint, you'll get drills, you get hammers, screws, tape, and you figure out how you're going to do your exhibit. But you have to think about the spaces, and you have to think, how do I display? We have 2 gallery spaces here and another room, which will separate you so you don't see what the other team is doing. So I guess now you will go and try to come up with your ideas on the exhibition, and tomorrow we'll meet back at the gallery where everything will be clean and white, and you will have to decide how you're going to sell your artwork and how you're going to present it.
We can't just have a white wall with paintings, right? Like I said, we could buy the vase, we could think of other stuff that we could buy. Enhance the art.
Tables to put the vase on, or you want to get them big ones?
So you know if Radisson could lend with someone and stuff?
Well, then like what?
Then decorations going to have in an LE hallway and stuff.
And plus, since are 2 different styles, 2 different mediums, you have to make sure that you can mesh it properly, right? So that's what I'm supposed to think about right now, like what way how you have to make the wood sculptings and the paintings go together.
The thing is, we have to move fast because tomorrow Sunday, no way open past Sunday. That's the problem. Let's go make a move.
What kind of ideas do you have?
The painting, you could have like a painting first in the entrance. Then that will lead on to like one of the woodworks. Then as well, like on this side, the same thing. So what do you think?
We have to work for lightings, you know. How much space it take up when you come in the room, which piece we put where. Really hard to sell.
I really hate how this thing set up, man. Like,
bad day.
They like to give you some mission impossible, you get what I say? Okay. Hey, Tariq here. I want to ask you a quick question. Do you have any extra vases at Radisson or something like that we could borrow for art display tomorrow?
You look angry. Miserable. No, you don't like what.
Sit down, you wanna talk to dude, then you something sarcastic. Alright, boss.
The lady will cater for we do it, and then she bring the money, we pay her.
Yeah, I guess Miss Bridget some business, sure, and ask her to get some big and nice discount.
Food fingers and then bring it and then in the morning. Well, make you have it ready for
the morning.
So we come.
We need water, right? Because I think people want water.
We don't get one thing set that Radisson could build it on decoration.
Decorations, yeah.
Paul could get grips. We could go try to get grips and then go to Radisson afterwards.
Like, yeah, I'm supposed to get kind of study over how much.
Yeah. Is it possible for us to get someone to help us there? Where? Right here. We just want to ask some questions.
When it came to buying wine, because I don't really know about those stuff. And well, I think that was the only part that I didn't know much about, because about the other things like the toothpicks, the marbles, well, there are basic things that I could shop for.
Barefoot, us is a problem.
People like to buy it.
Hello. All right. Was 13.26.
You not get whiskey, right?
What?
Whiskey, you say you might get whiskey?
$200 to spend for food. 150 to 200. What my fun is that I talk to him, tell me I call back with a quote, and then I call back, and then like he just cut off the phone and I said hello, hello, and all of a sudden he popped from the curb. Hey, I'm you know. I said what? I'm you to talk to. I said what?
What's the budget? 120?
Yeah.
$120. Alright, I want to put this in your number.
Yeah.
Okay, let me call. I will call you back and I'll tell you exactly how many kills I will give you for that, and the hummus and the pita bread. Pita bread, I could cut it like 4.
So definitely will be again tomorrow.
And I'm hoping that my team members will be able to work along with me, because I'm planning to do it differently from what they have done. So we'll see how that goes now.
We're going to let our team leader act as if he is the leader, and that we're going to listen to him and do what he says. And tomorrow, Tariq and myself will take over the correct way, because we are the strongest in sales. So he can just sit back and enjoy the win with us. We can win his Tariq and myself alone.
We could put back the cork, just grab another wine.
The other person just move.
Biggest challenge would be to be able to read our clients and see what they feel, so that we can link them to we can make that connection between them and the pieces that we want to sell them.
Right now, come on, try to get somebody help your pain.
Thomas?
Alright then.
Right now, I forgot them.
Alright then, are you ready to fill?
Huh?
Yeah, do you remember me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, no, man. Listen, I know I'm usually ready before and thing, and let's not get leave you. I better in the practice so quick and leave, so.
Okay, that's no problem,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, we get to know the TV time.
No, what problem with that? This is Leroy, brother.
Leroy, brother. We know we got some of the youths from Majestic Alley to come and give them a little bit of work to help us, you know, paint up and fix up and so that everything be presentable. It's be like a bar, right?
The design of the room, well, we had actually researched on what color blends with wood and what color blends with the paintings, and that's how we got the idea of the room. First we wanted to do all red, but then we said that no, maybe it's better to just put some stripes of gray and red. That is how we did it.
Because of the two windows, you can't put as much pieces on this, but you can put at least 2 pieces here.
But like if we want to put lighter colors here and then paint the strips there red, that's okay. Yeah. Whatever you guys.
We did like 20 minutes, so we do it at Publix now. Then by the time we done it Publix, we could pass there.
Yeah, Publix and then.
No wonder why I feel awkward at this fashion week.
The painting and then behind it, and then like the most like best painting we have for sale. They're like what you want if you can see, they're like yeah. Everything else must be set up and then just making it clean and straight, right?
Vanin. Welcome to our exhibit. We have exhibit of two artists. The first one is Mr. Anthony Vaccaro, which he designs all of these woodworks. He works with this, he creates anything. And then we also have Mr. Michael Gordon, and he's the one that came up with all the portraits that you can see in here. You can feel comfortable enough to look around and ask me any questions if you want.
Okay,
yeah,
sure,
I'll
thank
approach
you.
you anytime. You're welcome.
This is a young boy. Apparently he had an accident early on in his life, and he lost one of his fingers.
Yeah, he look afraid. Like terrified of something, you know, like torture or something like that.
Definitely one mother figure they hold her back or they try restrain her or something, but it looks kind of pensive.
Remind you of younger days, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Skipping class to play marble, you know what? Yeah, the bottom,
Yeah.
okay, that's right. How's it going so far? It's going well, you know. We haven't sold any pieces of it, but we have some prospective buyers. We're just waiting for them to confirm on some pieces that.
She's saying that I want to tell you something, but I don't know how to say it, but it's coming through my eyes. That's why the eyes are extremely large in this picture.
The one I want already gone.
This one?
The one at the end.
Let me call and see. Maybe she would give it up.
Okay.
I give her a call right now.
Okay.
Just give me a ring.
Okay.
This one is, she was feeling in the mood, dancing, and it's a jazz piece.
Basically, this is a man with his mother beside him.
Oh, okay.
Pregnant mother.
Okay.
How are you? You see the painting you have at the end? We have with the woman with the colorful hair. Is that, you said that one was for your mother, you said? Oh, so you wouldn't sell it? Oh, so you can't sell that one?
She said it was calm at this time because it's just all the worriness and the trouble is just flowing through her hair.
And we have Mr. Anthony Vaccaro, and he is a masterpiece in all the wood and the woodwork. To tell you something about the artist, when he creates these portraits, they are mainly things that he sees on his daily life, like maybe when he is walking to a store, whatever he sees and captures his attention, he draws it.
Mr. Gray went to the holding and hold it and then...
Yeah, he appears.
Okay, no problem.
His dress, yeah.
Okay. Bob Marley?
Yeah, I guess it's Bob Marley.
I made $2,000 just now.
I noticed.
And I might make 500 more on these mirrors. I'm going.
Keep it up, keep it up.
This
is the one that I want.
But she could do another one for you.
Sorry?
She could do one
She
special.
can do one for me.
So what you could do is, if you want one, you could pay them for it. She said, give her contact and she's gonna paint it and she can have it delivered to you for you.
Okay.
Yes, sorry to bother you again, Miss Gayla. You see, for the Medusa head, would you take 1,100 on that? Yes, you would. Okay, great. All right then. All right.
We'll go for 100. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Today I felt pretty confident in myself. I looked up all the information I needed about our artists that we worked on today. Because coming into this challenge, the person that they selected for the leader didn't really portrayed himself as a leader today. Tariq and myself took over the entire thing because if we had followed the leader, then we wouldn't have had a nice piece that we have today.
I also saw the abstract and black and white, so I thought you were the artist.
Well, I did have a misunderstanding with Kamisha. Well, it's not really a misunderstanding. We just had different ideas about or different views on an idea. And I was more persistent with my idea, and I think she probably didn't like it. But I spoke to her and I told her, as the leader, it's my choice, because I was the leader of the team, and I told her that she needed to support me whether I accept her idea or not. So we worked it out, we talked about it, and today we came, we did what we had to do, and everything worked out pretty smooth.
All you want to do, get the names. Get the names. I think we did a good job with the catering as well. We're investing in that, and everybody was complimenting about the food and the artwork, and the two artists that we chose, even though we didn't sell a lot, people loved their work, only because you know, it's only 2 hours, so 2 hours to pressure somebody to buy something is a little bit difficult, but overall, all in all, I think it was a good execution.
I feel really proud of my teammate to say, because he sold most of the things well, he sold all of them, and I'm really happy that he has those marketing skills. Although I would have wanted to, you know, to sell something, but I guess he's really good at it.
I'll sell that, I'll sell the 2 fish. Put sold. Write it on the wall with the pen. Sold. Write it on the wall with the pen. Sold. Save him from the hands that he beats me on. Save him from the hands that he beats me on. Whoa, whoa. But I think we'll come out successful, you know. We'll sell a couple pieces.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think that it was also challenging because it was the first time I'm doing this. I was kind of lost, but then found the direction. So you went helping me.
One big piece, piece in the corner.
I think I would find it.
Yeah, that was a big sale.
You could have seen that Adrian, in one case, was a bit disappointed that he didn't get the artist that he actually wanted. However, this morning, when we started this challenge, he came back refreshed. He did a lot of research, and he found out that the artists that he ended up getting with the wood carvings and the paintings were actually more what the market would have wanted.
It's just most of the concepts, you know, the use of the bright colors. You know, I noticed that we had windows, so we kind of looked into that, how we could use them, you know, be a part of the environment. And we put some nice pieces. The pieces 4 pieces that we sold today were actually placed on the windows, so I think it was effective. Mr. Rojo's wood pieces, and a lot of people like wood, you know, especially for the business place. And it's functional pieces, so you know they could use it at the workplace and stuff. And Mr. Garden, a lot of people like his pieces too because they're a bit abstract, but they don't really tell a direct story, so you can interpret it how you want.
The art exhibition today went really well. The team came together and really put together a really good show. They planned all night last night, they got together this morning, and they executed everything they wanted to. If you look at the art, it was really shown the way the artists wanted. They explained each art well, the artist, the bio on the artist, the bio on the art pieces. All in all, they really did a great job today.
I like the way everything came out. I think it's pretty neat, it's pretty clean. And I think the visitors that came, they saw that also. I also think we made the right choice in selecting the artists and the paintings that we have now.
I could say that I didn't do too well. I tried my best though. I tried my best to have a conversation with the people, but most of the people weren't really interested in buying. They just came to see. And the people that my teammate Adrian got, well, most of them were interested in buying. Therefore, he had the opportunity to sell the products and like that, because I noticed that most of the clients that went with him didn't really come with me. So most of the things that were sold were woodwork, and not the part that I got, which is the portrait.
Even though she was chosen as leader, you know, I am inexperienced in this, but she is worse off, if I may. So I still had to take the lead for this challenge.
My feeling was, I felt really a little bad because I saw his facial expression that he didn't really want to work with me, you know, because he thought maybe I'm not such much of a leader. Well, that's all I can say, that he didn't really like the idea of working with me.
I was, actually I'm in fear of what the chairman will tell me, but if I didn't take charge, nothing would happen, you know.
But I'm pretty confident about the outcome. It's a nice piece we did. We selected each item beside each other that wasn't going to overpower one another, and yeah, it came out pretty good. I like the space. It was nice.
Regardless, win or lose, I think for me I'm satisfied because, like I said, I have no experience with artwork any at all. So for me, I'm satisfied. Win or lose this segment of the competition, I'm okay with that.
Going home is not the worst thing that can happen. Right? And I do believe I have the capability, I have the potential, I have the drive to become something, right? To make something, and I believe I will achieve that goal.
I would just, I just want to be successful, so I will not get to move on to the other challenge.
I miss my home, I miss my family, and I know that I have learned a lot, so I wouldn't mind really just going home. It doesn't make me too nervous, although I would love to just continue.
Apprentices, you had a day at the art gallery. You were assigned a task which was based on 3 criteria. You're going to be adjudicated on the basis of the value and the volume of art pieces you sold. You're going to be adjudicated on the basis of the agency agreement which you negotiated with the respective artists. And you're also going to be judged on the basis of your general salesmanship and your interaction with the art aficionados who attended the art show on Sunday. For this particular task, we didn't allow the teams to determine who would lead. We deliberately selected Darwin and Nalita to lead the respective teams. And the reason we did that is that you all didn't have the opportunity in the past to lead, so we wanted to see your leadership skills shine through. You were put in that position for a very specific purpose. So this morning, I'd like to start with Nalita and her team. I want you to walk us through your experience, and then we'd ask a couple questions.
The way we decided to set up the whole room, well, we decided to work as one, to give both of our ideas, and to search in the internet to get colors and to see what matches with wood and what matches with paintings. While we were there, we decided to paint just a little because we didn't want it to take up much of our time. At the same time, we were trying to be very creative. Right. Adrian gave a lot of the ideas, and myself as well. He was in charge of the woodwork to present it, and I was in charge of presenting the portraits, although both of us know about both of the works. The way we decided to attract our customer or clients is by greeting them and telling them to come in, have a conversation with them. This allowed them to feel comfortable enough to just walk in and see and talk to us.
Okay. How did you present the artists? I mean, you have the artwork up on the walls, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of times, the clients or the aficionados want to know a bit about the artist. Did you provide any sort of background information or biographical details in terms of who the artists were and what their perspectives were on the art?
Yes, both of us studied about the artists. We got information from them while we were interacting with them. And we decided to put it on an iPad. We had a special corner on which we had their biography. And in case they didn't want to read, well, we just explained it to them.
And in terms of entertainment, because when you attend these art shows, there's normally some form of light entertainment or food being served. Did you all consider that?
Yeah, we considered to have wine for our guests, and also we catered food. As well, Mr. Adrian, he provided some music with us with his guitar, and that's about what we...
Oh, Adrian played the guitar?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you serenaded the guests?
Yeah.
Closer to the end when I was very, very happy with my performance.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Talk about the salesmanship now. Did you all sell any pieces?
Yes, we sold 5 items, mainly from Mr. Vaccaro. Well, only from Mr. Vaccaro. People are more into the functionality of the art. In Belize, we're limited with our art, so if you can get pieces that are multi-purpose, then it would be better for you. It values more to you. So we had some tables, mirrors, and bowls that you can use in your home and also around the offices. But the piece that we sold was a combination of a table with a mirror. You can stick it in any corner. It's pretty big. The other 4 pieces were all fish. We sold them by pairs, and which we give reasonable prices with the pair.
You all were also required to negotiate an agency agreement with the artists. Explain that process. I mean, how you went about negotiating with the artists, what the terms and conditions of the agency agreement would be.
The artists themselves, we didn't make any real terms with them. It was mostly with the curator, because they say they don't like to deal with stuff like that. They barely even price their stuff. The curator himself did that, so we were interacting with him mostly. They told us people who sell usually get about 30% more, add 30% more to the price that the curator sets, and
So the curator gave you set prices?
Yes.
So anything above the curator's price
would have been our profit.
Would have been your profit.
Who sold what from both of you?
Sold most of it.
All
of it.
You sold the 5 pieces. Is that by design or by chance?
I would say by chance. We had a limited time. Some people came in, not really sure what they wanted to do, so it was all coincidental, I would say.
How much money did you make?
$2,500.
That a profit or? That is gross.
Being a small number team, Nalita really had to take charge. She realized that Adrian is more the art aficionado. He's more into it. So she basically delegated and said, you know what, I trust you, I will go with you and help you along the way. So she was able to just help him out, leave him to be creative in everything, and just supported him throughout the process. So I do agree, it was a small man-woman team, but they really worked well together. They strategized. I even think they dressed for the room, because she just blended in with the room. I thought she was an art piece as well in it. But they really worked well together. The feedback that I got from the clients were that you were very aggressive, very persistent. Could have been a little bit more persistent, but still closed the sale. At the end, they were very much into closing the sales.
This is a small team. Did you think that it worked in your favor? Or do you think it detracted from what you really wanted to achieve?
I think it worked in our favor, because having with 2 persons, a smaller group, just 2 persons giving idea would be much better than creating, a conflict of a third party having an idea and then we wouldn't want to put it up. So I think it worked in our favor.
A good leader always knows when to lead and when to let somebody else lead. And in this case, it looks like you led, maybe not by example, but you knew that someone else had the strength to take the task forward, and you allow that to happen. And that is a good quality for a leader.
Darwin, tell us about your experience.
I think we took a somewhat different approach from the other team. What we did when we were told about the objectives of the task and what we should do, the first thing we did was to meet together and to analyze the artists and the different type of arts they have. After that, we did some planning on the finger food that we will give. So we had to do some small shopping because it was Saturday, it was late. We had to run to the store, we picked up some grapes and some other stuff. We went back to the hotel, we took a break. Then I came up with a plan of action. Being that I was the leader of the group, I told them this is how I would like it to function. And I asked them if they have any ideas, and if they think I should change something, if it will work better with their ideas. So we discussed that a little. I did have some problems with one of the group members. I wouldn't say a problem, but we had different ideas on how to approach it and a point of view. But later on in the night, I did spoke to that team lead and team member, and we worked it out. So in the morning, we executed our plan. Everyone knew what they were supposed to do. I stayed and supervised. They went and finished doing the shopping and get at the other stuff. Came back, then I left to get some stuff printed. So they were left in charge of the image factory to finish putting up the paintings and organizing the floor.
Do you have the prices displayed?
We had a minor setback because we reached late and we didn't have the names on the paintings. We wanted all the paintings to have the name because we made a price list.
So the names weren't displayed when the clients came in?
The
first clients, no, the name wasn't up as yet.
How do you assess the performance of your team members?
Yes, I gave them different tasks to complete. I told them what I would want them to get done. They did most of what I wanted for them to do.
Were you satisfied with the general result of the show?
Yes, I was satisfied with the general result of the show. I believe we had a more presentable look in our area.
You say you thought you did a successful exhibit. What was the result of the exhibition?
The result, we only got 2 paintings sold.
So how is that a success?
To me, it's a success in the way we executed our plan, the way we presented our paintings, the environment we created. Yes, we didn't sell the most paintings.
But what was the objective of the task?
We did try our best to sell as much as we could. But like I said, I think for some of the paintings, the budget was a little bit too high for most guests that came.
Terry, what were your impressions of how the show was planned out and the execution?
In terms of planning it, it was a little bit rough at the start because I wanted to make sure that I knew about both artists, right? I believe Miss York, she's very good at selling, and Mr. Darwin is very good in this area in terms of the people coming in. He can talk to them, he's knowledgeable and stuff like that. So I just took it upon myself to just float in between them to make sure I have a broad variety of both artists and learn about them enough that when I was walking around greeting guests, if I had to make a sale, I was able to do it as well. For all the tasks, to be honest, this was one I got a little bit most frustrated with. In terms of I was a little bit tired from the other two, and I wanted to be a little more relaxed as possible. So, and during the art show, you know, I believe I wasn't that much myself in terms of that. But that was just because, I was, you know, different reasons why. The setup was good, the planning was good, the catering was exceptional. Everybody was complimenting us about the catering and our presentation. We didn't make enough sales, but we fell down in that department.
Total sales were what?
About 230.
So you got smashed in that category, right?
Yes.
If you had to sort of assess the reason for the lack of sales, is it that the art wasn't displayed properly? Is it that the pieces were too expensive? What is the basis for the lack of sales, or to the extent that you didn't achieve your sales target?
In my case, I would say the prices of the paintings were a little bit too high, most of them. Also, some we had were already sold, and the artists just had them on display.
You could have at least tried to sell them and get the credit for the sales. So in other words, if a piece was sold already and someone was interested in that piece, if you sold it, you'd have gotten credit for it. I mean, am I correct, or is?
I had 3 paintings from this dealer that I had the people out with their credit card, and I was told we cannot sell them, so I did not sell them. And they were $1,200 pieces.
But you're saying, Tariq, that there were pieces that you could have sold?
They already had, because they were the ones who knew which ones were sold. I did not know which ones were sold.
Understood. You want to give us an assessment, Greg?
On and all, they worked well together. They seemed a bit disorganized in the planning. Kamisha did well in greeting the people. Tariq, Darwin, everybody did well in greeting. In the beginning, the team seemed a bit disorganized in the beginning of the show, but they quickly rebounded from that. Darwin stepped up a bit, but again, as team leader, I think he could have taken more control and tried to organize his team a bit better.
Task was to put on an art exhibition, identify 2 artists that you can work with, to put on an art exhibition using the pieces. You were going to be adjudicated on the basis of the value and the volume of sales, on your ability to negotiate an agency agreement, which would obviously translate into profits, and on the basis of your general interaction and salesmanship with the clientele who attended the art exhibition. The team led by Nalita was able to consummate total sales of $2,680 with a net profit of $500. So we congratulate you on the excellent effort in terms of both in terms of the volume and value of the sales, which was the highest, as well as in terms of the net income which you were able to generate, which is $500. In the case of Darwin, your team, you all sold total sales of 180, but at cost price, so that you did not generate any net income or any profit. So it is a clear winner today in the team led by Nelita. So congratulations. Your prize today would be treatment at a spa in Belize. It's a spa treatment. So I believe you can proceed to that. So I invite both teams to leave at this point in time, and we would discuss on the return of Team B, who would be leaving us today.
So awesome. It's a good surprise, I'm so happy.
I know that's surprise,
Me, yes, because I never have no idea about what they were doing and what was their results.
I peeped over on their selling tactics. They never really as aggressive as we were, and they had to sell a lot more paintings,
So the good thing is we choose the wood because it's more for
yeah, that's why we choose the wood, I went to that automatically because I know it functional. So. Darwin said he feel like his paintings were overpriced, but I sell up one piece of 1,500, so
so I think it's more than the field tactics.
How aggressive you are?
That was nice. The instruction wasn't clear on the paintings we had that could be sold.
I had 4 paintings I could have sold if that was the case. That's the only part that we didn't get clear, but I mean, you already have passed, so.
One painting in the end that Miss Gayla said was for her mother. That's the one that had the most attraction to be sold.
Listen to Darwin, who was the team leader. One gets the impression that, they had the perfect art exhibition. But when you look at the results doesn't seem to tally with what they did.
Initially, it looked as if there were 2 teams, Kamisha and Tariq and Darwin. Darwin never really took control of the team. They never had that communication as to a direction as to where they wanted to take their room. People were there looking at the art and no one was speaking with them. They were still setting up. Quite frankly, they got to the art show late.
I mean, the last thing you want is to get to an art exhibition where the exhibitors or the curators are not present. The name tags are not on display. You don't know who the artists are. And there seems to be a disorganized, sense and feel to the art show. I think we have our eliminating. I think so. Do you think Commission should go? During your absence, we were discussing the performance of your team. It seems as if the team was not as organized as it should have been. You all were not entirely familiar with the price of the products you were selling. The way in which the pieces were displayed might not have been the most appropriate display. I mean, in terms of the key parameters which were given to you all, which were the value and volume of sales, the commission agreement, you all did not achieve a high volume of sale. You all sold $180. At the end of the day, the team effort is what matters, and the team has failed at this particular task. You were the team leader, Darwin, so if you were given the task of assigning blame and responsibility today, who do you think fell short? And if you had to decide who should be sent home, who you would send home?
I would say Miss Kamisha.
Why shouldn't you go home?
I came up with a plan of action and I gave them tasks to complete. At the beginning of the planning phase, Miss Kamisha, she had an issue with one of my ideas, and she, I think, got offended because I wasn't going with what she wanted. I believe I have the final decision. I told her that she should, even if she doesn't agree with what I want, she should support what I want.
she tells you what is wrong, but she doesn't really tell you how to fix it. When I work with Tariq, I can give him an idea, okay, and he will build on it.
Let me hear from Tariq. Tariq.
I had no background of this, so I was depending mostly on Darwin to lead us, being that he was a leader. I was floating between both of them. I felt like I was a referee, which as a leader, you're supposed to be more understanding. I was already anticipating losing, to be honest. Because the fact that if you can't understand, no matter what, if she has a bad attitude, a good attitude, you need to understand who's under you. You need to listen and comprehend. A good leader does not dictate. You have to be open. That's my view.
Do you think Commissioner should go home?
That's up to you guys.
Okay. Commissioner, your team leader has basically taken the position that you're uncooperative, you were difficult to work with, and that if he had the decision today, you would be the person who he would send home. How do you defend those accusations?
Firstly, when he came in and he had his plan of action and he came to present us with it, he just came to us and said, Kamisha, you're doing this. Tariq, you're doing this. I want us to do this. I had no problem with that because he's the leader. But it was straying away from what we were supposed to do. It wasn't fully there. So I continued off with the task that he gave me, and I said, okay, we will just relax because everyone is just tired, so we won't argue anymore. I will just do what you say, even though I have the experience and I was just trying to give an idea or two and you didn't want to take it or even put it into consideration, then I will just let you lead, and if we fail, then it will be on you.
For me, the greatest feeling of this team is that you got to the art gallery late. Imagine you going into an art gallery to purchase paintings, the curator is not there, the names are not up on the wall. I mean, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And that feeling has to be placed squarely at the feet of the leader. So Darwin, I think you would have to be dismissed today.
Okay.
If you have a job and your boss tells you you need to get to work at 8 o'clock, you better be there at 7:30. Okay? So on that basis, I would want to eliminate you today.
Okay.
Personally, I feel the judges made a wrong decision. I think I am the best group leader. I mean, I'm the only one that actually sits and writes a plan of action. If I were supposed to choose one to win the challenge, I would choose probably Tariq. I know he has a great personality. I do believe he needs a little bit more training in actual leadership, but I think he is a better candidate to win this competition.
Gentlemen, you know, this is going to get harder. And as we get closer to the end, it is going to be even more traumatic. Somewhere, you know, Darwin is going to probably reappear as a leader. Today was just not his day. The lesson in all of this is be on time.
But overall, I do feel good. I'm going home, I have a wife, I have a son. I think I'll be more happy at home.